Been there, done that. Indians are traveling, and how? No longer can India's tourism sector be brushed aside as something about recreation and indulgence alone. It's really hit the big time. The travel, tourism and hospitality sector was one of the worst affected during the COVID-19 pandemic. But since then, there's been a veritable boom. Indians have been traveling like never before, both abroad and within the country. There was a hike in outlay for the tourism sector in the last budget. But for a sector that's been licking its lips in anticipation of the big time and major growth, that just may not be enough.
With the Prime Minister putting tourism as a priority on his calendar, we are really excited about the new budget. The hotel, hospitality, tourism industry's single ask is to declare tourism and hospitality an infrastructure status component that will allow promoters and new investors to get capital at better rates and to be able to repay that capital over a longer period of time. It has been the big ask of the industry and all bodies of the industry for the last 5 years. We are really hopeful that this 1 point comes through clearly this time. In addition to the infrastructure status, which is our biggest demand, the industry will be well served with a more rational GST structure. Industry needs to give more to employees to make it more attractive for people to come and work in hospitality. And the lower GST will help offset some of the costs of the additional costs of the employees. These are really our big tasks from the center, from the union budget. Everything else pans down to different states and cities.
The Indian tourism industry is one of the fastest growing economic sectors in the country, contributing approximately 6% to the country's GDP. Making tourism an industry nationally is the number one ask of the industry in this year's budget. The hospitality sector is capital intensive and requires substantial investments. One of the long-standing demands of the hotel sector is for infrastructure status by the center and industry benefits at the state level. This would help by reduced taxes on property and other government benefits, including in land allocation for new projects, better access to long-term loans at softer interest rates, and lower electricity tariff as per the current industry rate.
Along with infra or industry status, the travel and tourism industry has also been asking for a rationalization of the GST.
The current GST rates for the Indian hospitality industry are among the highest in the world, with tax slabs ranging from 18% to 12%. The hospitality industry expects a uniform tax slab of GST at the rate of 10% to make it competitive globally. A uniform GST rate of 10% will dispel the notion that India charges one of the highest tax in the world for its hotels. Similarly, a visa-free entry for inbound tourism is another valid requirement of the Indian tourism industry if we want India to be competitive globally. From a current ranking of 39 out of 119 countries in the Travel and Tourism Index of 2024 by the World Economic Forum.
India's tourism and hospitality sector believes it never got its fair share when it came to budgets and policy making. Will its growing size and clout make a difference? Nirmala Sitharaman has the answers come July 23rd.